is this an official award that you were got the funniest mom in America from Nick at Night? Is that like a real thing?
Well, you want to talk about that, huh?
No, I just want to actually know if that's yes or no, and then I'm going to move on to something else. But it sounds like you have a story.
No, it was a show Nick at Night did years ago, and it was about 800 female comics, and then 20 of us got to get flown to New York, and then we got to perform at the Laugh Factory, and then from there 10 comedians got to go and stay in New York or come back to New York and compete to be the funniest mom in America. And right. It was a great opportunity. I didn't want to turn it down. I was scared. My youngest was 2 at the time. I went and I did my set at the Laugh Factory. It was really cool. And then I remember just praying that I wouldn't get it. The thought of being in a house with 10 other female comics that want to kill me did not make me excited. You know, there was one woman, I'm pretty sure she wanted to kill me. And I said some things that I probably shouldn't have said very innocently. And, you know, we won't go into details, but long story short, I thought her husband was her son.
I'm comedian Timmy Boyle, and this is the greatest live Instagram comedy experience that nobody knew about. Well, it is that time again, 7 o'clock here on, I believe it's a Wednesday. I don't know, it's getting tough to keep track here. Thank you for those that are starting to tune in here. My name is Timmy Boyle from Upstanding Comedy, and you are watching Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. This is episode 15. For the last 2 weeks, we've been calling comedians from all around North America, talking about comedy, life, Cquarantine, and we've got it for everything from Sheridan Richardson, who's only a year into comedy, somebody that we've been working with here on our Upstanding Comedy tour. And then to guys like Joel Madison, who have written for shows like Roseanne. And then we've got, last night we had Robert G. Lee, a warm-up comic for shows like Perfect Strangers back in the day there, and Designing Women, and I think was working on One Day at a Time before this virus thing dropped on us. But welcome to all those who are coming in here. You are in for a great night tonight as we get another opportunity to call a comedian from somewhere here on our lovely earth that has forced us all and said, you know what, you guys are outside way too much. Kind of goes contrary, right? Everybody's always saying, you guys need to get outside more. And the earth was going, no, you all need to go inside. And I guess when it comes down to like your teachers and your parents saying go outside, and then the earth says no, go inside, you kind of got to listen to the earth, because the earth is bigger than both your parents and your teachers like combined. I mean, I don't know the exact size. They say it's probably bigger than it really is. I don't know. We're probably in this tiny little box, if you believe in the Matrix. I don't think we take up too much space at all, but that's a whole other thing. Thank you for joining me here tonight. As you are all coming in here, just once again, my name is Timmy Boyle from Upstanding Comedy, and you are watching Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Tonight, our guest will be Jennifer O'Brien, and I believe she is already in the room right now. Technically, is in her own room in Cquarantine, but through the magic of media, because we sacrificed one of Ed Wiley's goats in order for this magic to happen, this magic that we call Wi-Fi. I'm pretty sure that it's very mystical, because I don't understand it. But through that technology, Jennifer O'Brien is going to come into my living room, and I into hers, and combined, we will then travel into yours, and yours, and yours, and yours, and yours, and yours, all the way down. So ladies and gentlemen, let's bring Jennifer O'Brien in here. I'm going to give her a call somehow using buttons. Let's try this button here, and let's with Jennifer O'Brien. And go. Oh, Jennifer.
Oh.
Hi.
Is that me?
I think so.
Is that better?
Well, I don't know. I didn't mind the other way. It looks like you're kind of like just leaning back in your chair.
Oh, I'm just enjoying my evening a sparkling water on the rocks with a nice fire behind me, you know, like I usually do, and of course a good read.
That is one of the funniest books I've ever written.
I know. Well, you know, I'm learning a lot. Actually, on page 16, we have Confessions of a Sick Man.
Yes.
So in case this really does go down for all of us, this is how we're going to survive coronavirus. You were a prophet and you didn't even know it.
I know. Did you read the story in there about how I took my family into the Y2K bunker? Like, I'm used to these disasters.
Yeah, they follow you, don't they?
Everybody follows me. My goal in life is to start a cult. I don't know if you want to be involved in it, but it's going to be pretty awesome.
Do we have to drink orange juice in the cult?
Yes.
Okay, I'm in. Good. I'm in.
I don't know I didn't know what kind of question, if that was like a rhetorical question or what.
So this is, you know, sometimes as I sit near the fire at night, I just, to unwind, I blow some bubbles. It's better than smoking a pipe, you know, because I started getting a real raspy voice with the pipe. And so now I just blow bubbles.
I love your coat, by the way.
Oh, this is it used to be my smoking jacket, but, you know, obviously I'm on the bubbles now. But yes, this is what I do after a long day of quarantine. I retire by the fire in the evening.
Now, here on the show, we refer to it as Cquarantine because it has to go with the 3 C's, calling comedians in Cquarantine. So if you could kind of just keep a little bit of that consistency.
Yes. Thank you. Well, I've been home all day. Does that work for you?
That does.
Actually,
exactly.
I did go shopping today. I did go Krogering. But
now, just so you know, full disclosure, I usually don't wear pants because I'm not going anywhere. But whenever we have a female guest, I just want you to know that I am wearing pants out of respect.
You know, thank you. And thanks for just letting me know that. I feel so encouraged now to know that you're wearing pants because I'm not.
Well, yeah. I don't know what you, wait, where's your socks?
I've got my slippers on.
Oh, it's the slippers. Okay, cool. I got my, if we're just doing the sock, my wools.
Oh, look how white those are.
No, they're not that white. It's the light. It's the
Oh.
light. Because
Well,
I don't wear shoes, so they're all very, very dirty.
Well, they look nice. From the angle I'm looking at, they look real nice. They look
Thank you. Now, I don't know what you've had to do in terms of dealing with the quarantine situation, like in terms of how you keep yourself busy. I found that I still need to keep hustling. And so I've actually, one of my concepts dropped today was doing strip comedy shows. So I figured that, you know, like I got to get money somehow. So I don't know to what extent you're needing to try to find that income, but I've got a live show tonight. People can DM me for the link, and no pants for sure. So, but I got to make a buck somehow.
Timmy, you got to do what you got to do.
Right? No judgment in times like this. I didn't think.
No judgment. No judgment. So.
What are you doing? How are you keeping busy?
You know, this has been a really interesting time because my husband he's actually working in Vegas with his company. So that is still happening.
Does he work with giant cats?
Well, like, are you talking construction stuff?
No, like tigers and stuff like that.
I thought you're, oh yeah, you know, no, actually Vegas is shut down, just so you know. No, he's not like the Tiger King or anything exotic or exciting like that. No, he's helping. They're building a stadium out there, and so he's been helping with that. So anyway, it's just me and my teenage daughter. So I got a lot of time on my hands, so I've been making a lot of videos. That's what I do.
So your teenage daughter is how old?
16.
So she doesn't spend a whole lot of time with you, even though you're in the same place together?
I completely feel alone in this quarantine, which, you know, is fine. I just get busy making comedy, and I can just do that all day long and be like, oh, I should call somebody. I should do something.
That's why I created this show. I gotta somehow talk to somebody.
Thank you. I appreciate you giving me this outlet. You're actually the first person I've talked to in going on 3 weeks now. So this has been wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm glad I could do this for you. Does your daughter send you texts from down the hall? I guess what my son does. Like he'll probably send me a few during this show, and he's literally like right there through that door, saying like, "Is the show over?"
Yeah, I'm just as lazy. Actually, I'm going to be honest. I do the same thing. I'm just.
You text my son?
Well, no, not your son. How old is he?
3.
Oh no, I'm not.
I haven't seen him for weeks either.
But he texts. He's a 3-year-old that texts. Is he one of those boy geniuses?
It's amazing what they know nowadays.
Just the thing.
When I was 3, I was using this Etch-a-Sketch up here, and I barely could function on that. So I don't know how the kids are doing it with their phones.
Wow.
I know, super impressive.
Does he have the Verizon plan? Does he have, like, what is his carrier?
You need a carrier?
For the cell phone?
I thought I just hand him a phone.
You just hand him your phone?
I don't say, here, do something with it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what a carrier is. This is a whole new ball game here.
Well, no, like your cell phone, like, you know, don't you like, I'm like the cheapo. We have Metro PCS. It's like the cheapest cell phone carrier here.
Yeah, no, we found the cell phone in a park after I pushed a lady over and took it out of her purse. And we're not paying money for anything. That's not going to happen.
Random text at times.
So you are from Atlanta, so you're currently stuck in Atlanta right now. That would be true?
That is true. We are stuck here right now. And
yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, aren't we all just stuck wherever we are, and you can't leave and you can't really go anywhere. And now I think if you cross state lines, you can get, I think in Florida, which we've got family there, that's where I'm from originally. I don't even know if you can go to Florida now because they're shutting down all the people from New York. New York City's a hot spot here in the United States. They're all trying to go to Florida because that's where they all go.
Right.
And I think they're trying to shut that down. So I don't even know if I could go visit. Not that we should. We're not supposed to do anything.
No.
No.
But here's the thing, though. Somebody has asked me, like, you bring up all that, and people have said, you know, like, how are you doing, like, during all of this? And I'm like, so the rule is I don't have to go anywhere or see anybody. Yeah. Like, seems like a pretty good deal to me.
Yeah, it's you know, I like people though. Like I did when I went Kroger'ing today. I just that's our grocery store. We call it Kroger around here. It was actually the first outing that I've actually been around people in almost 2 weeks because I was doing where you can go and just pick up and they'll put the groceries in your car for you.
Oh, nice.
We have that service too, but I was like, I really just want to be able to pick out things that I want. But it was really nice to see people even from 6 feet away. And some lady kind of got up in near the broccoli. She got a little too close for comfort. I was like, whoa, have you not been aware we're supposed to be 6 feet apart? But I didn't say, I thought it, I didn't say it.
Well, you would think that somebody who's in the broccoli aisle, like, is already having a healthy mindset. You'd think they would, like, I can see the people in the ice cream aisle pushing people around, but not the broccoli aisle. I mean, they're pretty,
that's a good point.
They're up to it. Yeah, I know. That's what I do, Jennifer. I make good points. Jennifer, just for those that are coming in, Jennifer O'Brien is on the bottom unless your phone is upside down. My name is Timmy Boyle on top, and you're watching Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Jennifer, I heard that is this an official award that you got the funniest mom in America from Nick at Night? Is that like a real thing?
Well, you want to talk about that, huh?
No, I just want to actually know if that's yes or no, and then I'm going to move on to something else. But it sounds like you have a story.
No, it was a show Nick at Night did years ago, and I didn't win it or anything. They flew me in, like, it was about 800 female comics, and then 20 of us got to get flown to New York, and then we got to perform at the Laugh Factory, and then from there 10 comedians got to go and stay in New York or come back to New York and compete to be the funniest mom in America. And It was a great opportunity. I didn't want to turn it down. I was scared. My youngest was 2 at the time. And I just didn't really want to do it, but I didn't want to turn it down. So I did. I went and I did my set at the Laugh Factory. It was really cool. And then I remember just praying that I wouldn't get it. And when they called and they're like, sorry, you haven't been chosen, I was like, thank you, God. Like, the thought of being in a house with 10 other female comics that want to kill me did not make me excited, you know. And it's reality TV, and I was as funny as I can be. I don't like conflict. Like there was this part where they put us all in one room at the club.
Yeah.
And mic'd us, and they had all these cameras, and they're like, y'all go in there and just mingle with each other and get to know each other. And they really wanted us to, you know, kind of battle it out. And I ended up in the corner with some lady talking about scallop potato recipes. Like I just kept the peace. Like I just did not want to get into it. It was just the weirdest thing. And I'm sure I didn't like have the personality they were looking for off camera or really on camera, because they were on.
Well, then I'm glad you didn't win it.
But you know, I get to have the bragging rights. It sounds nice as an intro.
Yeah.
On America, funniest mom in America. I sound funny, funnier than I am, I'm sure.
Did you have to actually have a child? Like, do you know
I think
that's...
so. I had to have birthed a child or been a mother of some sort.
Okay.
But some of these ladies, I'm telling you, there was one woman, I'm pretty sure she wanted to kill me, and I said some things that I probably shouldn't have said, very innocently. And you know, we won't go into details, but long story short, I thought her husband was her son. And I made a comment like, "Oh, your son." And she's like, "No, he's my husband." I'm like, "Yeah, get out of here. That's your," because he was so young looking and she was not. And so she wanted to kill me, but that's fine.
Well, I mean, the reality is, Jennifer, I mean, you know this to be true. Our business is a very competitive business, even within a faith-based thing. I've done 3 different competitions. I don't like comedy competitions in general, because comedy is so subjective, but I have done 3 comedy competitions, and I'm averaging now, I'm not going to give you the numbers for each one, but I'm averaging 4 kills per challenge. So one of them was really high, but the other ones were low. So it's just an average.
Okay.
Yeah. So it happens, right? People kill other comics. It's just part of the business.
You know, I think it's, you know, back then, honestly, I was probably about 10 years into comedy, and I didn't go, like I started off in comedy as a single mom, and then I did a lot of stuff here in Atlanta, and then I got married and had my other daughter, and just, I never took it as seriously as I have probably more in the last 5 years been putting more time and attention. So most of those women were really doing it full time, in it constantly, and I was just having a good time and enjoying it, but I definitely wasn't at the level that I am now, you know, but that's okay. I'm not a big fan of competitions, honestly.
So Joel Madison says, why was she offended? And I'm assuming that's because, I mean, if I was dating somebody that someone thought was my daughter, I don't think I'd take offense to that.
You know what, I think this lady would have been offended if she was just offended by anything. Her whole set, she was pretty bitter. God bless her. I don't even know her name. I don't even know if she still does comedy.
Some people are just, I think that's what this situation is going to show. And I think it already is showing. People who, actually, Robert G. Lee made a good point last night. He was talking about actors, and I think this applies to life and what we're going through now. He said that if you were kind of, like, if you're an idiot before you become famous and you just hide it, by the time you get famous, that idiocy will show up. Like, you'll eventually, right? And I think that's what Cquarantine is going to do. Like, the people who walked around thinking they're all, like, nice and happy, this is going to bring out people's true character. And comedy and challenges do that too. You think you're all cool until you go head to head with somebody, and next thing you know, the claws come out. I'm not ashamed to say I've got some claws.
You got claws. You?
I do, yeah.
I don't know. I'm a hugger, not a fighter. I don't know. That's yeah.
Got to do whatever you need to do in the situation. So do you enjoy, like,
you put the orange juice in their face? You're like, is that what you do?
No, because orange juice is not cheap, especially in quarantine situation. I just actually am now able to afford orange juice again here, so I'm rationing it. Now you do stand up, but you also, it seems to me that you love the video medium, which is my favorite medium. You do a lot of videos. I think your humor plays very well. I've seen very little of your stand-up, but I've seen a lot of your videos.
Yeah.
I love the stuff that you put on Instagram. Is video your first love? Is that just something you do in your spare time and you'd rather be on the stage? How does that play out?
You know what? All of it. Like I love doing stand-up. It's fun. It's great. I love being in a live audience and interacting. And but just as much, quarantine me in a house for weeks on end, and I'm gonna make something happen. And like I got the Real Housewives of the Quarantine going now, so I
love that. Yes.
You know, that came to me, and I'm like, so I worked on my episode 2 today. I'm like, okay, this is something I can be consistent with. But I love character comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I can't help but just want to be the character and not just. So sometimes with stand up, you're just talking and you're telling your jokes and everything. Sometimes I want to become that person. I want to like, what do they talk about? What do they feel like? That's what I like about character comedy. And that's what my videos, it just comes, that's so easy and effortless for me. Stand up takes more work. You got to work on your setups and your jokes, and that requires a lot more discipline. And I'm good with that. A lot of the character stuff is improv, and I just love improv, and I love characters. It's kind of like it's like recess for me, you know?
Would all of these, or I don't know if this is a separate project or if it's the brand that all of this is under. So when you're doing like the Real Housewives of Quarantine, you've done this gangster rap, which is very funny. Is that all underneath the Jennifer O'Brien comedy show, or was that its own vehicle?
No, I mean, there was a while there I really just focused in on the stand-up. The last few years kind of just was putting everything else aside, which is fine. Sometimes you got to really just get honed in on what's really going to pay the bills sometimes. And so I don't ever, and I love it. And I love, you know, I do different churches, and I love connecting, and it's a great way to connect with people. But my path, what's easy, what's just fun for me, what's just like, is just putting a wig on and just being stupid. Like, I don't know, like that is, I don't know, it's effortless.
Now, are we currently talking to Jennifer O'Brien, or is this a character? Now I'm not sure what's happening.
Oh no, it's me. It's me. It's me.
Okay, who's your favorite character that you've created? Do you have one that you just absolutely love becoming?
I have a few. Honestly, there's one that's called Jazz Freebird. She's probably visually the most just funniest character. Like, sometimes I don't even want to give her a voice. I just want to do her face, and she's kind of like rednecky and like, yeah. And when I'm editing my videos down, I'll watch my face, and Jazz does this face like, and I notice like when I'm editing, like I do faces like, and sometimes you ever do, I don't know if you do this, if you're ever watching somebody in a character, like my face is like changing to become like that character. But anyway, so Jazz Freebird is my favorite. She's a little cross-eyed. She's slow. She's funny. She's just super redneck. And she makes me, like, she is like my happy place. So I would have to say Jazz is there. Yeah. I have one called Joan Peterson. She's like, she's just got this crazy past where she was a news reporter. Somehow she was in Nam. She does all that, but now she's currently an Uber driver. So, but she's got life. She's lived life. Joan, so I created her like a life coach, but her advice is always terrible. And then I would say top 3, one more is she's Roxy. She's this New York kind of just, you know, just giving up, just tells it like it is, yells, just rude. And I don't know. It's like I get to live vicariously things that I think about when I see things happening. It's like my characters can just give all that a voice. Like I'll think of really funny comedy jokes, But sometimes it's like, how can I put that into a stand-up routine?
Right.
But it's so easy to put it into a character and say the things that maybe that kind of a certain type of person would say and think and feel. And that's where my characters come out. So yeah, so those are my top.
Those are the top ones?
My top 3 right there.
All right. So just one more thing here. So Jennifer O'Brien is down there. You can follow her on Instagram, and you're on Facebook as well. It's all under Jennifer O'Brien. And my name's Timmy Boyle. You're watching Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Just so you know, Jennifer, my mom has just showed up here, so just keep the vulgarity down.
Okay.
And you know, because I didn't realize that my mom followed me, and this is now a little bit disturbing. But
Yeah.
so do you ever in real life, does your character ever just show up? Like you're talking to your daughter and all of a sudden, you know, Jazz Freebird just shows up and you're kind of like, I'm going to try to do this. And then whatever I say to my daughter, she can't hold against me because I'm going to be like, that wasn't me.
Okay. So yes. And I'll say something else. I almost feel like I have 2 daughters. I've always said, you can't disrespect me. I'm your mother. But if you do it in a character and it makes me laugh, then you can get away with it. And I pretty much walk around all day long morphing in and out of some voice and character. It's just, why not? Life is too crazy. And it just, to me, it just takes, I don't know, it lightens life. It's fun. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. And that's when we diagnosed her on the Instagram Live. But I don't know. It's just fun. Like, yes. So we're constantly, both my girls have this kind of sassy, kind of Stanley from The Office kind of character they can throw at me. And I noticed my oldest did it the first time when she was in high school. And she said some things to me, but she said it so funny. And I just, what do? She got me, you know. So, yes, we do. We all talking. My husband too. He's just as bad. We all just morph in and out of just weird voices all day long.
Well, speaking of morphine, not morphine, the drug, but morphine with the ing on the end. Do you actually own a morph suit? I believe that's what they call, like the whole body spandex thing that you can pull down over your face. You actually have one of those?
You know what? Okay, yes. And I'll tell you, there's this place near my house. I have a whole comedy bit on it. It's a thrift store, and on Wednesdays, everything there is 50 cents. And they also have quarter day, which is the following day, but I have something called Dignity. So I don't go on quarter day because everyone's crazy there. But I go and I get, like, I have a whole garage full of like buckets of props, like stuff I'll see and I'll be like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. And I buy it, and then life eventually hands me an opportunity to put something on. But yeah, I got a morph suit one day at 50 Cent Day. I'm like, what the heck? I'm totally getting it. And I
would so love one of those. I was so jealous when I saw it
before I wore it, but it's fine. I'm sure it's clean.
Yeah, no, it's brilliant. Just so you that other people know, you can see that, because I think that might have been in a YouTube video I saw. But you need to see Jennifer in the morph suit. You're also on your website. It talks about you being a viral dancer. Is that kind of like a rain dancer? Like, did you call upon this virus by dancing too much, and then all of a sudden the virus came? Like, is that what it works? Is that how a viral dancer?
Wow. You know, you just connected.
Like, are you to blame for all of this?
You just connected a dot for me. You know, here's what I noticed. Like, I love dancing in public. So I was like, I'm going to create all this merch. And I'm still working on merch, because merch is the thing. And I'm like, oh, I want something to say viral dancer. So I have the shirt printed up. I have yet to make my video. I have an idea to put the shirt on and start doing some weird dance, but do it at several different locations. Now with the quarantine going on, I might get arrested doing it, but it'll be worth the laugh. I don't know. So
I do an interpretive dance to flash dances. What a feeling.
I have seen that. I think about that joke sometimes.
I think it should start in a morph suit and then go down to like some 80s wear. I think that would be super cool.
I love your line when you do that, because don't you say something along the lines like, I practice in the car. I practiced in the car on the way in.
Yeah, yes. I was when I do my flip. Yeah, when I do my flip, and I say I
That was
practice
really
all that.
funny. That was yeah, that was a funny bit. I watched that.
Well, maybe one day while we're in quarantine here, we should do like a dance duet. We should figure out a way to. I don't know how the technology works. It took me forever to even figure how this thing works.
Well, this is cool.
But we'll have to figure that out. Now we're going to be closing off soon because we all have lives. That's so not true. But I always try to keep these things short. Mainly because Survivor comes on at 8. But so I just wanted to go through a couple things with you. You're from Atlanta, and I try to do a little bit of research on kind of not just who you are as a comic, but kind of where you're coming from, because I want this show to be educational as well. But so you're from Atlanta, and I don't even know if you knew this, but did you know that Atlanta is the city of forests?
Oh, I know it. It's like a rainforest here. It's
beautiful, almost 50% of your city is with trees.
Yeah, it's definitely true. Absolutely.
It's the biggest like density of trees like in a city. But now here's the interesting thing. 71 streets in your city, Atlanta, have the term peach tree in it. And out of all the trees, 100,000 trees all around Atlanta, plus, there is no peach tree. No. What person said, hey, let's name our streets after a particular tree? And they had all the trees to pick from. It's like when God said, look, you can pick from any tree, just not that one. And they're like, just don't pick the peach tree. And they're like, Pete, let's do the peach tree. No, you don't have the peach tree. That's crazy.
It is crazy. I don't know why that every street is Peachtree Street. And that's kind of the big joke when I first moved here. And anybody that comes to visit, you start Peachtree, West Peachtree. It just keeps Peachtree Industrial. It's just everywhere you go. And you're right. And in the Atlanta metro area, I've yet to see a Peachtree.
There's none.
Brilliant.
Now, do you feel uncomfortable by this? But here are some of the famous people that come from Atlanta, where you dwell. Are you born and raised in Atlanta?
No, I'm originally from Florida.
Okay, so Ludacris.
Yes.
Outkast.
Yes.
Waka Flocka.
Yes.
Killer Mike. Gucci Mane. And then we got Jennifer O'Brien. That is the most simple, like, Caucasian.
It just blends right in there, doesn't it?
European named Jennifer O'Brien. And you're like in the same city as like Waka Flocka and Ludacris and Killer Mike. I think you need to change it up a little bit, Jennifer. I think Jennifer O'Brien is way too, like, kind of cross the board.
Okay.
Like mainstream.
Do you have some suggestions, or is that up to me to figure out?
Well, let me think about it. I do think, I think Waka Flocka is, although it's already taken, I think is something we could definitely work with.
Yeah.
But even Killer Jennifer, I mean, if you just want to go, Killer Mike didn't go anything creative. Maybe he killed somebody. I don't know. Maybe that's just a flat out truth, but who knows?
It could be like ridiculous instead of ludicrous, like, because I'm funny, kind of. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we'll think about it. And then finally, in regards to, I'm very excited for you about your future in Atlanta, because Atlanta is known as the next Hollywood. So you have a real opportunity there. It is the third in U.S. film production.
Yes.
And first in growth. But here are 3 projects that have been done in Atlanta: Hunger Games, Zombieland, Walking Dead. Theme or no theme?
Well, I'm sensing some sort of a theme.
Do you think that represents Atlanta?
Zombies?
And just hunting people?
And death in general?
Yeah.
I mean, if you've ever driven in traffic here, you would see that, yes, in some ways.
Okay, all right, okay. Now, do you have you actually? I know those are those are all fictional. I mean, we know The Walking Dead is more like kind of like documentary, but have you actually seen zombies? Because that's where this is all going.
Right, I agree.
Have you seen them in Atlanta?
Besides the night shift at McDonald's,
Mm-hmm.
or wait, no, maybe at a Waffle House a few times. But besides those two places, not usually during the day. Mm-mm.
Okay, but they have been at Waffle House. That doesn't surprise me. When I was down, actually, my very first Waffle House experience, I was down in somewhere. Where were we for when I met you at the Christian?
We were in Tennessee.
Where was it?
Tennessee,
Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville.
Okay, so that was the first time I had met you. I believe one of the last things that we shared in terms of experiences together was, were you at the place where I climbed up into a skee ball machine to take some photos?
Oh yeah, I think we held you. I think we held you for a photo.
Yes, that's very much what I do.
Some photos with you. And you graciously read. There's probably about 12 of us women in a lobby one night. All the comedian ladies from the conference, and you remember you got to read us it was a bedtime story.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. And some of those ladies did not look thrilled. They just wanted to chat, and there I was sitting there reading it. But apparently you enjoyed it.
Tea. Yeah.
So what I was going to say though was my first experience at the Waffle House. I believe I might have been there. Robin Shines, who's in here, I think she was eating food with me at the.
That's my sister.
That's beautiful. That's why she's watching this right now. She's supporting you. But here was the thing. The very first time I went to a Waffle House, they put me right beside the kitchen, which is every seat in a Waffle House. And I asked kind of what was good, and everything looked like not healthy, like at all. And so they kind of said, well, these are their. So, and then as I sat there eating, I literally watched as a man walked beside me with like a fire hose, cleaning the grease off the floor. Oh my God. Because the kitchen is right there, and there was so much grease. He's got this hose, and I'm trying to like eat, and they're like washing the grease with a fire hose, and yet there wasn't a seat empty in that place. It's a fascinating, that's incredible.
It's kind of like, when you live in the South. I mean, we've all eaten at Waffle House, and it's true. Listen, we all know, like if you ever feel a little constipated or backed up, hit a Waffle House. Boom. Like it's an instant cleanse. It really is. It just right through you.
Not thrilled that you brought that up right now, because there's no Waffle Houses up here, and I'm feeling constipated and blocked up right now. So like, now what? Anyways, someone here, Marijane Baker, has said viral dancer zombies coincidence. So clearly there's, I think you're very much connected to this city in ways you did not think.
Okay. It's happening. I'm thinking. So maybe the viral dancer shirt, zombie makeup.
Or just a zombie. Or it doesn't need makeup. Unless it's you.
Just like maybe in the morning, just roll out of bed, just the dark circles.
No, you would have to have a zombie eat you. But think about how many shirts you would sell.
You're right. I mean, listen, I'm not getting any younger. I got to do what I got to do.
The money you would save on the makeup and just the overall branding. People don't like, just like your characters, people don't like to find out that a character isn't real. So if you let a zombie eat you, and then you made those shirts, people be like, oh, that's just one of her characters. Then when they find out it's not, like you talk about a viral sensation at that point, like both literally and figuratively, that's amazing. Okay.
It just take me all the way.
Right?
All the way.
Like, do you want to be a method actor or not? Like this is what it takes to go in and really do the role.
You got to commit. You got to commit to the role, and this is me committing.
Now, you do realize, though, that goes against my very basic philosophy that I've been trying to share to the world, but I'm changing it up for you because I see that there's money in it for you.
Yeah, okay.
But in general, I believe that zombies, they want your brain, and there's very few things in this world that are worth more than, your brain. And so you got to be very picky, because they'll offer you things. And I'm telling the kids in the world that your brain is for thinking, not for eating. And so you should just say no to zombies. But I think you should say yes.
In my case, you're telling me to say yes.
Yeah, because it's a business move. The rest of it, there would be no business in it for the kids. The kids would just become zombies for no reason.
Should I go ahead and just convert my family as well? Take care of them? I get eaten?
No. Here's why. Because we already saw it. I think they already had a show on it. But there's marketing behind. Like, think about the sitcom value. Nobody wants to watch a zombie family. There's nothing to say about that. But Zombie Mom, the funniest zombie mom in America.
Okay. There it is.
Right?
Okay.
Who's also a viral dancer.
Oh.
And her family isn't zombies,
yes.
but for the record, I mean, there is no financial thing in this show. Like, you're not getting anything from me for doing this, all that type of stuff. But I do believe that I have already laid down the foundation for maybe the role of an agent. And so maybe we should talk about getting some money my way at the end of the show, just because for the work that I've already kind of done in establishing some great concepts.
Sure. It's only fair. It's only fair. Yes.
If you're able to help me out a bit, it would mean I wouldn't have to do my strip comedy show tonight. So if you could just help me out, because I really don't want to do the show, but that's where the money.
I'm sorry.
That's where the money is right now.
Well, tough times.
Tough times. Desperate times is desperate measures. Jennifer, I want to thank you for being on Calling Comedians in Cquarantine tonight.
It's been great. Well, thanks for having me, and I've enjoyed our chat. And I guess I'll get back to my good read here. And
hey, look, this. I always keep one with me.
Always. Well, I do too. This goes everywhere I go. So as the zombies are eating my brain, I'll be trying to read as much as I can before it's just not possible for me to read anymore.
Well, here's the thing. I think it's a grade 2 reading level. So if the brain is gone, you're still able to pretty much comprehend. There's
a few pictures. I'll just focus in on the illustrations. I think that'll carry me through.
Very nice. I did. Thanks for earmarking one of the pages there. I mean, it is your book, but I mean, it's kind of like, I would have kept mine in a pristine condition,
I'm
but
sorry.
That's okay. At least it's being read. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, you're welcome.
Tell people before we go here where they can find you. Tell get all that information out, because people have been watching.
Just across the board, I'm Jennifer O'Brien Comedy on every Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, or JenniferO'BrienComedy.com. And then that has all the links to everything. So that might be the easiest way to do it. Or just forget what's ever happened and just, go on with your life. You'll probably be in a better place if you.
No, they need to see the gangster rap, and they need to go on and see. I'm very excited about how Real Housewives of Quarantine play out, because the first episode was very funny. I haven't seen the second one. You said the second one is up right now?
Oh no, I'm working on it. So my goal is to have it up by Friday. So
all right,
we'll see.
Beautiful. So. Well, you guys need to check out Jennifer O'Brien. Thanks so much for being on the show. We'll stay in touch, okay?
All right, you too. Thank you.
All right, enjoy your evening.
All right, you too. Do I hit up?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Calling Comedians in Cquarantine. Please take a moment to like, share, subscribe, and ring the little bell so you and your friends don't miss any of the laughs. Episodes will be uploaded here until I run out. And be sure to check out the description below for links to connect with myself or my guests on social media, and also download the podcast version of this show. Until next time, remember, your brain, it's for thinking, not for eating. So just say no to zombies.